Welcome to the show. A bit later, we're going to tell you about the rights of an employee. What rights do they have on taking a day off or holidays off? But first, there's some good news from the virus. The cases are dropping low because everyone's getting the vaccine. Now, T-Mobile is doing an optional for everyone wearing a mask starting June 30th. So in several weeks, everyone's going to start having the option of wearing their mask. Whether if it's an option or not. But if your place that still mandates that you wear masks, then you got to wear it no matter what. And also the question is, could a world-day travel surge cause COVID cases to spike? 50% of adults have now realized at least one dose of the COVID vaccine, and Dr. Natalie Azar explains travel surge could cause a spike. Well, what kind of spike could that be? Well, those people not wearing masks. So, before you start traveling for your Memorial Day weekend, the tips you need to know is this. You need to look up the state, look up the place you're going to. Like, if you're going to Arizona, you need to make sure you look up the case numbers. If it's a good number, you're clear to go. If it's not a clear number, find another place to go. If you're going to New York, follow the mask mandate. So my advice for everyone would be to make sure that everyone gets the vaccine. If you're going to travel, make sure you look up the COVID numbers in the state you're going to. If those places have mask mandates, follow those, and if they don't, you're clear to go. Just make sure you carry a mask whenever you're entering an airplane or traveling by subway as you go. So that's my take on so that's all the tips you need to know about the COVID travel plan for Memorial Day weekend. So now the question should be, you should see about insert your masks. There's now a new debate on this, masks and kids. And even summer camps are probably have people wearing masks. Even like Latchkey, they may be doing their mask mandate. But if your children are going to summer camp this summer, make sure they figure out social distancing and all that kind of stuff, like wearing masks. If they're vaccinated, then okay. If not, the mask stays on. Carry a mask with you just in case, so y'all can understand. So, if you're going to travel, make sure that you look up the COVID cases in the state you're going to, and also if your child's going to summer camp or daycare, make sure they start wearing masks. And if they're not vaccinated, then masks are mandated. Look up the new CDC guidelines from the CDC and learn more details as the details come along. Let's see what we got coming up. Up next, we have some scams targeting members of the military from the BBB. What the military needs to know, what you can do to protect them. All that for you coming up. Then we're going to tell you some travel and cooking tips from Royal Day weekend. What you need to know. And the big question ever. Why are Pokemon cards selling for over $300,000? You may be surprised by the answer. Also, a 3D printed ear. Stay tuned. Now to a scam targeting members of the military. This is what the BBB is reporting. It's a scam targeting military families. It's estimated that members of the military is at $894 per victim, triple the amount for non-military members. It appears the answering to call to protect which is precious does not protect our service members from what swindlers. Katie Glott is the original director with the BBB says a lot of scams tend to target people who are active duty military personnel. One participant includes offering fake rental properties aimed at those who live on base. It preys on renters who are often swayed by the excitement of not wanting to lose a good deal, especially if it's one you are trying to make by long distance. Scammers can impersonate and create fake websites that say they're from some of these bigger dealerships. It's important to do your research, hang up the phone, and independently verify the information you've been given. Avoid transactions that have made some unsight seen. And never write down payment or give your personal information to someone you don't know. And if you want more help research of military line, www.bbpmarketplacetrust.org/military veteran consumer information. They provide free financial literacy information access to BBB services, scam alerts, and complaint dispute resolution for branches of the U.S. military. Taking the extra time to verify details before an agreement is made can help safeguard those who serve. These scammers are out there. And in the past few episodes of this show, I've never confronted these scams. And these also include high-priced military loans, veterans benefits, fake rental properties, miscellaneous car sales, and expensive life insurance policies. You need to do your research, avoid aggressive selling tactics, beware of emotional appeals, and never wire money to strangers. If you want more information, you can contact the FTC at ftc.gov. They have resources focused on military and consumer protection. And if you're a military member who has been victims of this scam, you are encouraged to report to the BBB BCM tracker information provided by preventing another person from falling a victim. And if you want more tips, you can check out this story at bbb.org for more information. Let's face it, these scams are out there. And if you are a military person, and if you are a family member, if you're a military, your family member, or a member of your family's member of the military, make sure they don't get scammed. We need to make sure this doesn't happen. And if it happens, then your money's going to be down, and we're all going to fail, unless we do our part to make sure that we don't get scammed. Still ahead here tonight. Why are Pokemon cards worth $300,000? You may be surprised by the answer. And imagine getting a 3D printed ear. That's what one person did. Why could she get a 3D printed ear? You may be surprised by the answer. If you're thinking about traveling for Memorial Day this weekend, thinking about getting a rental car, you better watch out, because car rentals were at standstill last spring. Companies sold the vehicles in inventory to cover operating costs, but now demand is exploding without any supply to fit it. Why would it cost $1,000 to rent a car in some places? I mean, if you're going to rent a car, it should be for at least like several days to rent up a car. That's what I figured. So my particular guess is that if you're gonna rent a car, you gotta understand that for like several days you gotta pay. You gotta pay to rent that car. I mean, if you don't return the car, you're gonna have to pay. They will charge you. What does that mean for you? Here's the latest from Inside Edition.
Good luck booking a rental car this weekend.
The car rental scene is a disaster. Last year, what happened during the pandemic, every single car rental company was sitting with hundreds of thousands of cars going nowhere, right? Non-performing assets that were only depreciating in value. So what do? They sold off the cars. They shrunk the fleet. Now the demand is back, and there are no cars.
I tried to get a car in New York City.
Do you have any car availabilities for this coming weekend, for Memorial Day weekend? You're already sold out.
And I found one in Brooklyn through Hertz.
$905 for the car for the weekend?
Yikes, that is almost $1,000. Prices are skyrocketing a whopping 30%. One solution? Try out Turo, a car sharing app. ER nurse Bobby Benissa now rents out his 3 cars, bringing in an extra $1,000 a month, including this electric Fiat.
You can go to Turo and rent it out for $30 a day.
That's a cheap price than paying $1,000. So what Ann said, try a car sharing app so that way you won't be paying up to 30%. Next up tonight, imagine getting a 3D printer and your child lost his ear. So you find an ear online and try to get it printed. Here's the story of a young girl getting an ear from a 3D printer.
Adorable 6-year-old was born with an ear that never developed. Maddie Clyburn is teased by kids, and her hearing is muffled. But all that is about to change. Los Angeles plastic surgeon Dr. Cheryl Lewin is going to give Maddie a new 3D ear.
It means a lot to me.
The first step, the doctor must scan Maddie's good ear using 3D technology.
Turn your head a little. I ended up coming up with a process to develop a very symmetric implant using 3D scanning technology, and then combining that with a wonderful company, Peripheris, that makes these 3D implants so they look extremely realistic, just a mirror image.
Maddie is treated to a first look.
I have something really cool to show you. This is your new big ear. Oh my goodness.
The doctor explains how a skin graft will make her new ear look natural. Maddie will also receive a hearing aid implant.
We're gonna place it behind your new big ear.
Mom Erin can hardly wait.
She has been through people making fun of her ear, asking questions that made her uncomfortable.
On the day of surgery, Maddie's overjoyed.
I feel amazing.
After last-minute kisses from Mom and Dad, Maddie's wheeled off for the 9-hour surgery. Inside the OR, the doctor uses a clear template to help position the new ear.
That helps us figure out exactly where the new ear will go.
She also carves and modifies the ear. Hours later, here's Maddie's remarkable attached 3D ear. Mom's in tears when she sees a photo. Maddie is bandaged up with a protective ear cuff that she herself bedazzled.
Okay.
1 week later, we return for the reveal. Her reaction? Priceless. The doctor explains that Maddie's new ear will be bruised and swollen for a few months. Here she is before and after surgery.
I love my new ear.
And I'm very happy for this little girl. So in a few months, we'll see that ear. We'll see that ear can be full. Now the question is, here's the question for you. Imagine, how long have you had Pokemon cards for? What if you realized that if you sell some Pokemon cards, they cost money? Here's what Inside Edition found as they asked the question, why are Pokemon cards selling for over $300,000?
Remember Pokemon cards from the 90s? Well, they're hot again, and they are bringing in sky-high prices. But they may be hard to find at your local store because in some places they've been banned. Amber Cogliano tells why.
2, 1, pull it!
People are going nuts for Pokemon cards. Short for Pocket Monsters, Pokemon began as a popular game in the 90s and evolved into an animated series and even a movie. But what's causing all the fuss now are these cards. Even Katy Perry is getting into the act with this Pokemon video. Now people are waiting in long lines just to get the newest releases, and scalpers are cleaning out shelves. Some cards are even selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Target stopped selling the cards in stores altogether after a fight broke out.
So who's your favorite character?
Marissa Todd manages Jam Sports and Collectibles in Staten Island.
I never thought in a million years I would sell as much Pokemon as I do.
All right, Mark, here we go.
It's little guys like 7-year-old Mark McIntyre driving the craze.
Morning, noon, and night, he's talking about Pokemon or Pokemon cards.
But adults are also getting into it.
I find it rather interesting myself, I do.
Social media influencers are creating excitement by opening new packs live.
Today we are out for redemption in opening this.
One of those influencers is 34-year-old Lee Steinfeld, who used to be an attorney.
We got more to open up.
And now he's all in on Pokemon.
Why are you so excited about Pokemon?
I just find it so nostalgic to myself. It reminds me about when I was younger.
Steinfeld even opened up a pack of cards for us.
Oh my gosh! That's actually a really good card!
It all adds up to big business, where the cards are bought and sold on an eBay-like site called TCG Player.
We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars on old, new, used Pokemon cards.
And if you think this new craze will eventually go from bubble to bust, Lee Steinfeld is not betting on that.
I don't see it going anywhere. In fact, I see the business aspect of it just increasing.
The pandemic is partly being credited for making Pokemon cards popular again because during lockdown, a lot of people became nostalgic for simpler times.
I agree. And there's one personal someone, YouTuber, who did sell those Pokemon cards. You might know this guy. He did the Psycho series, and now he's selling these Pokemon cards. He sold these Pokemon cards, and he created a video and a live stream 7 months ago. His name is McJuggernuggets, or Jesse Tyler Ridgway. And 7 months ago, he posted a video telling viewers that these Pokemon cards sell for thousands of dollars, and I would agree with all these. I would agree with Jesse. I would agree with everyone. If you're gonna sell these Pokemon cards, you gotta make sure it needs to be just like you sell everyone. They have to be in the range acceptable, good, very good, like new, and brand new. Think about those four conditions, and maybe you can make some moolah one day. Maybe you could buy your house a dream car, a great vacation. Maybe even buy your parents a house, a 2-bedroom house. Get yourself 300,000 Big Macs. Get yourself a costume. Take your fancy girl out to an expensive dinner. Or you can use a DoorDash. That's what Jesse did months ago, and to this day, I have no idea how much he sold for. I'll be back in a moment. Finally, it's time for a new series called Birthday Break, where we celebrate birthdays. Our first one comes from in honor of Blanche Lewis's birthday. We'll also celebrate the impact she had in the community. Take a look. So we wish them so we're not going to play a few because of technical difficulties, but we do wish the celebration, we do wish them a happy birthday, and from all of us, give me a break, have a great birthday. And from all of us, I mean me. I create, edit, produce, whatever. I'm looking for someone to do that. That's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Saturday night. We'll see you again for a Give Me a Break. We're off on Sunday and Monday, but we'll see you for Give Me a Break Wednesday. And we'll see you again for Give Me a Break Wednesday. Have a good night, everyone. For all of us here at YouTube, stay safe.